Namaskar, and we are presenting the last and the final episode of based on the National Curriculum Framework draft document, which is soon going to become the final one, as we know. This time, we are considering the preparatory and the middle and the secondary stages, which, as we know, is the age range of 8 to 18 in the new system of 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4. But this episode is going to focus on what are the curricular areas that they're talking about, and we will try to detail out a couple of them with one example at every stage at least. And there is going to be a special focus on grade 9, 10, 11, 12 in this episode towards the end. So stay with me till the end. Do like, do subscribe to our channel, and do share forward. And let's begin. So, we need to know that the part B of the draft NCF is actually the one which is talking about the school subjects and the areas. So you could just jump start there, go there and look at it yourself. By now we know that at this stage, that's 8 to 18, they have divided it into certain domains. One is language, then next is mathematics, there is science, social science, the physical education. Now here they are saying vocational education as compared to foundational stage where they used to say aesthetic and cultural development and so on for arts. So there's arts here, emotional and social development is not there, but they have brought in interdisciplinary education, which is also pretty mandatory. Let's take one example from the world around us at the preparatory stage. As we know from the earlier episodes, you do watch all the episodes we've done earlier because we show the straight connection between the beautiful seamless flow. Curricular goals होते हैं, उसके बाद competencies होते हैं, हर goal के कुछ competencies हैं, and हर competency के ऊपर आधारित कुछ learning outcomes भी दिए गए हैं. तो बहुत आसान हो गया है because now the teacher needs to look only at the learning outcome which she needs to achieve, as we remember, at the end of each year. Curricular goal, इसमें देखें हम, the topic we've taken from the preparatory stage is the world around us, like environmental science. Curricular goal है that the student will develop sensitivity towards natural and social environment. Look at the competency. The student is able to describe natural resources in their immediate environment. बच्चे की निजी जिंदगी से करीब होना चाहिए. And then, so these two to be done at the end of the preparatory stage, of course, and the learning outcome at the end of each year during the preparatory stage. So, listing of various natural resources in the locality and so on. एक बहुत ही खूबसूरती से उन्होंने एक लेसन प्लान ही कह लेंगे हम इसको, एक वर्ल्ड अराउंड अस का उन्होंने एक शेल्टर्स के ऊपर बहुत अच्छा एक्सप्लेनेशन दे रखा है कि यदि पीछे की स्लाइड में जो हमने बात की लर्निंग आउटकम क्या होना चाहिए, उसके लिए क्या क्या होगा क्लास में. The student will be able to recognize types of shelters and contrast the urban and rural shelters and so on. Materials की पहचान, कौन सा कंस्ट्रक्शन में, ट्रेडिशनल एंड मॉडर्न कंस्ट्रक्शन में कौन सा मटेरियल यूज होता है. They will be able to research on the safety treatment of shelters, unstable regions जहाँ earthquakes वगैरह होते हैं and so on. फिर geographic, economic, environmental factors की consideration भी होनी चाहिए. All this is mentioned in the NCF. Then the basic need for safety, भाई क्यों होना चाहिए shelter, not only for human beings but also for birds and animals. इस तरह से उसका विस्तार किया गया. This was one example of the preparatory stage. Let us look at one example, the same 8 domains at the middle stage. At the middle stage. That means 5 is foundational, then 3, वो preparatory हो गया. The next 3, which is now the middle stage. Here I have taken an example of visual arts. Again, there are curricular goals, there are competencies, and there are learning outcomes. By now, we are very, very familiar with this framework. It's a beautiful, seamless framework जो कि NCF में बोला गया है. बहुत examples दिए गए हैं, and आप B section जरूर उसका पढ़िए. Okay? So, let us take the curricular goal, which they're saying they are applying their imagination and creativity to explore alternative ways of looking at the arts. Competency connects visual imagery, symbols and metaphors, and personal experiences and emotions. And learning outcome at the end of the year explains the connections between visual elements. एक बात बताएं, आप हिंदुस्तान में किसी को भी एक कागज कलम दे दीजिए, वन पेपर एंड पेन, अभी भी करके देख लीजिए. If I tell you draw a scenery, what will you draw? You know that two mountains, three mountains, one sun peeping through the mountain, some birds which are flying, एक नारियल का पेड़. ये हमने अपने देश में आर्ट को भी रोट कर दिया है. We just wrote, memorized how to draw a scenery. भले ही कश्मीर में आपको नारियल का पेड़ ना दिखे. Okay, so this is not what the NCF is saying. Local, immediate, personal experiences and environment. Very beautifully, they have talked about how do you create this refinement towards arts. वारली का उल्लेख डॉक्यूमेंट्स में, आर्ट एजुकेशन के डॉक्यूमेंट्स में बार बार आता है. This is a tribal art of Maharashtra, my state, where they use symbols, geographical location with geometrical symbols to tell an entire story. So the tribal art connections with social science as well as with mathematics, ये तो हो गया, interdisciplinary तो हो ही गया. Let us look at one more example from the final and the secondary stage. Again, as you know, there are 8 domains that we have to talk about for any stage here. 8 to 18. All of them with examples have been illustrated in the NCF document part B. उसको देखिए, and annexures में भी है. यहाँ I have deliberately taken interdisciplinary area because ये आप आगे की 4-5 slides में देखेंगे कि this is compulsory. There are options for other things, but this one is compulsory. Here, I've taken what they're saying about individuals and society. It's so beautifully articulated. Again, there are curricular goals, there are competencies, and there are learning outcomes. I have taken one example for this episode, and just to sort of, spur all of us and all those who are watching this to read this beautiful document. By the way, do like and subscribe to my channel. We easily bring you content and simplify it as much as we can. So, in the curricular goal, they are saying that develops ethical and moral reasoning. Individuals and society की बात हो रही है. Competencies examines a wider issue or an event from multiple perspectives. यहाँ critical thinking भी आता है. Learning outcome compares implications of the issue at different time periods. मतलब कोई भी मुद्दा ले लें सोसाइटी का और उसका चारों तरफ से यदि हम जांच पड़ताल करें, that is what they have given as an example here. Secondary stage 9, 10, 11, 12. 4 साल. The last plus 4 is this one. Now let us see which is the example they have given here. They have given many, but I have selected this one, which is actually how do you examine the participation of women in science. आप गौर कीजिए, आज भी women surgeons आप बाकी fields में बहुत कम है. कार्डियोलॉजी में या ब्रेन सर्जरी में there are more men than women. इनका पार्टिसिपेशन क्या है और क्या फर्क है, इसके बारे में they are saying let the children discuss, analyze the different implications for the women is what they are saying. Again, evaluate how much opportunity the women get to participate and so on. Describe the effort at the level of the government, at scientific communities to bring women into the fold of science. As well as कुछ अलग-अलग सेंचुरीज के आप थोड़ा सा स्टडी करके देखें कि कैसे कैसे बदलाव आता गया. How did more and more women enter the world of science? What was the socio-cultural, political, economic thing that was impacting this decision? And what was the treatment of women? Are they really, the children need to go through websites, publications, basically do a little bit of research. And therefore, then describe the presence of women. Okay, so this is what they have given as one example. There are many. मैंने एक चुना है, वक्त कम है, and the video otherwise will become very long. But I do hope that you'll go to the document and look at it. Here is something very special for the secondary stage. The last one, the +4 one. 9, 10, 11, 12. यहाँ तक आते आते बच्चे 14 साल के हो जाते हैं. So from 14 to 18, what is the National Curriculum Framework say? Do like and subscribe to our channel. There are many other episodes that we've done on this beautiful document, the National Curriculum Framework. पहले हम 9वीं 10वीं को समझ लें. Okay? For 9th and 10th, हालांकि ये +4 कहते हैं, but actually it's very different for 9th and 10th, and it's little different for 11th and 12th. Now again, it's the same 8 that we have been talking about from the beginning. Okay? So physical education, arts education, social science, humanities, math, etc. and interdisciplinary is compulsory. What we need to know, all the teachers who are at this level, 9th and 10th, what we need to know, that in order to complete grade 10, students will need to complete 2 essential courses from each of these 8 curricular areas. यानी कि 16 इनको करना है, 16. So it's not too much work, so we don't have to think अरे बाप रे कितना burden हो गया. उस तरह से नहीं है. It's very beautifully done. Now again, on the left column, you will see the 8 domains. Now out of these, for each one, they have to select 2. The disciplines are on the right side, so they have to select 2 for each, and then they have to do the 16 courses. This was for this slide, of course. All right. This is where we are right now. These are the 8, and they have to do this. So this one is for 11th and 12th. I jumped the slide. Okay, this one is for 11th and 12th. Now again, you have the 8 here. All right. Now there is a difference. What do they have to do? They have to select any 3. Any 3 curricular areas they have to select. You've seen that we've selected social science, mathematics and computing, as well as arts. Okay. Now in these 3, they have to select number 1. सबसे पहले एक discipline choose कर ले. Like for social science, we have taken political science. For mathematics and computing, हमने computer science ले लिया. Arts के लिए मान लीजिए बच्चे ने theatre ले लिया. Now in these 3, they have to do 4 courses each. ठीक है? तो इस तरह से they will be completing 12. 3 into 4. They will be completing 12 courses to complete the grade 12. Now they've done this, and there's so much of choice here, because the students will then be able to select, number 1, what is the discipline area they like, okay, and then that will give them a lot of breadth. ये भी लें या वो भी लें. There can be combination of arts with physics, for example, and then they can, to ensure depth, they need to do at least over here 4 courses in each of the disciplines. Disciplines right side में. एक बार और इसको देख लेते हैं. Because schools will start worrying कि हम इतने teachers कहाँ से लाए भाई? How will I be able to do all these 8? So because they have a wide range of disciplines, it's not compulsory, and this is the beauty. It's not compulsory that सारे 8 हम present करें for our 11th and 12th. ये 11th and 12th की बात हो रही है. Okay? So they are saying कि यहाँ पे और दिया गया है. Let's pay attention. Humanities or science, social science or mathematics and computing. Out of these, we have to offer 1. Arts or vocational education or sports, out of this we have to offer 1. So ये हो गए 2. And interdisciplinary area is compulsory. It is mandatory, and it's beautiful because all the problems of the world are solved with interdisciplinary knowledge. So out of these, so you will take 3, and then again, as you will see on this side, we'll select 1 discipline each, और हर discipline में हमको 4 courses करना है. मान लीजिए, we have selected in humanities, we have taken humanities, and we are taking arts, and we are taking interdisciplinary areas. In humanities, let's say I've selected literature. In arts, let's say I select theatre. And interdisciplinary, मान लीजिए मैंने Indian knowledge ले लिया. अब इन 3 चीजों में, यानी literature, theatre and Indian knowledge में मुझे 4 courses करने हैं. अब उसका भी विस्तार दिया हुआ है. किस तरह से? Let's see literature में क्या कहा है. So now we have taken humanities and selected literature. This is a carry forward from the previous slide. You will see that within literature, they are specifying 4 different courses. Reading literature, understanding the short story or the novel, introduction to poetry and drama, and reading and writing poetry, essay, short story, drama, and so on. And there are details of that, which we don't have to read. Let's look at one step. Let's suppose you choose science and you choose physics. Within physics, you need to do 4 courses. It could be mechanics, electricity and magnetism, waves and optics, thermodynamics and properties of matter. वो चारों courses का वहाँ विस्तार दिया. This is the way they will pick 3 curricular areas, 4 disciplines per 4 courses per discipline of the curricular area. इस तरह से वो 12 होता है. Okay, that's what we have to do. So there are 4 mandatory courses per discipline. They have actually done this very beautifully to make sure that there is depth and breadth. Semester long courses are there. They should not assume that students who are choosing, let's suppose, biology will have a lot of knowledge of chemistry. ये assume नहीं करना है. So how and what the syllabus will be has to be decided. ये भी हो सकता है कि बच्चे ने कभी भी नहीं किया है, the child is taking that later in 11th and 12th. So intention should be to focus on the key concepts and the theories of the discipline. Adequate emphasis on inquiry. Don't try to, they're not going to try and cover everything that is there for 12th standard physics. Okay? So, students must develop the understanding of how this subject actually pans out. क्या है इसमें? And are there any essential questions that this particular discipline aims to answer? That's the beauty of the choice that they're given. Choice is very powerful, friends, as we know. When students have the choice, they will do very well. And they'll be sort of picking things which they have always wanted to do. You'll also see that the National Curriculum Framework for School Education, that's the NCF, is developed based on the National Education Policy of 2020. And they're trying to implement whatever we said there. I hope you like what we present. Do subscribe to our channel, do share forward, and keep watching out. Press the bell icon as well to get regular updates for us. Signing off. That completes the NCF modules from us. There are 5 episodes. Do check them out all. Thank you.